up will be Paradise Island. Anyone familiar with the actor Sidney Poitier? Yes. So they named the bridge that takes you over to Paradise Island in the honor of Sir Sidney Poitier. Really good Bahamian actor, really good. Right there on our left in honor of Sidney Poitier. So it's the Sir Sidney Poitier Bridge. That's our beach soccer stadium. Beach soccer. Big hotel to our left, straight ahead to our left is the Atlantis. The last building to the left will be the reef. The second to the last building will be the cove, and the two towers here are the Royal Towers. If you notice the bridge that connects the two Royal Towers, that is known as the Michael Jackson Suite. Yes, they call it the Michael Jackson Suite. Because when the hotel first opened in 1998, Michael Jackson was the first person to stay in that room. Wow. Yes. Now, it would cost you about $25,000 a night to stay in the Michael Jackson suite. And you can only stay for a minimum of 4 nights. 4 nights for the Michael Jackson suite.
See why? Yeah, I can see it. I'm sorry, what? Yeah.
Paradise Island, ladies and gentlemen. Paradise Island. Paradise Island was once owned by your beloved president, Mr. Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump then sold Paradise Island to a man called Mr. Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin then sold Paradise Island to a man from South Africa called Mr. Saul Kirshner. Saul Kirshner was the man who built the Atlantis. Want to visit the Atlantis this morning, you would have to take this pedestrian crossing that's in front of us and follow the sidewalk straight into the Atlantis. Again, you would have to take this pedestrian crossing that's straight ahead of us and follow the sidewalk straight into the Atlantis. They do not allow tour buses to drop off on the Atlantis door. I don't know why. This would be the first pedestrian you would have to take. So you would use this pedestrian, take this, follow the sidewalk, use the next pedestrian crossing, and follow the sidewalk straight into the Atlantis. Okay? But if you do not wish to go to the Atlantis, if you do not wish to go to the Atlantis, we have a plaza here that has a Dunkin' Donuts, that has a liquor store, and it also has a convenience store. Straight ahead of us, the yellow building, that would be your restrooms. The ladies are to the front part of the building, the men are to the back part of the building. Also straight ahead of us, the orange building. That is our store market or craft market, where you can get Bahamian souvenirs, store bags, store hats, and so on. This is a 30-minute stop. 30 minutes.
Okay.
This is a 30-minute stop.
Claudia.
Sweatshirts and everything. Getting some more. Still looking.
is made up out of 700 islands. Yes, 700 islands make up the whole Bahamas. Out of the 700 islands, 29 of the 700 islands are inhabited or livable by Bahamians. 29 of the 700 islands are livable by Bahamians. A lot of them are privately owned, or a lot are abandoned and have pigs on them. But if you notice the steel boats that are lying straight across the dock, the steel boats that line up straight across the dock right over here on our left, we call those boats mail boats. Back in the days before there was any internet or Hotmail or Gmail, that is how we would get all the important information to the family islands. Bills, mail, etc. Now today, we use them boats to take cars, construction material, groceries, whatever you need for the other 29 family islands. That is how we get them there. The mail boat. We still call them mail boats today. Still call them mail boats. So on the opposite side of the dock, you would see some of the boats with the tall traps on them. They are from our third most profitable industry in the country, which is fishing. Those boats we call smack boats. We call them smack boats. They go out to sea for 3 to 4 months at a time, then head into Fort Lauderdale or Miami, where they sell their haul and head back to Nassau to start all over again. Yes.
Wow.
The smack boats. Also, if you notice the stalls that run on the side, under and around the bridge, we call that under the bridge. Real good Bahamian food. McKinsey's right there on our right is one of the Bahamian favorites. Real good Bahamian food. Real good Bahamian food. The prison bus. That's the prison bus.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Interesting.
Right? So here in the Bahamas, you know, we perfected the conch. We have over 100 different ways to make the conch right here in the Bahamas. Here we got cracked conch, we got conch burgers, we got conch balls, we got curry conch, we got conch and grits, we got stew conch. We got so much different ways to make the conch right here in the country. So much different ways. I can tell them that rope was kind of hard. So the Bahamas is a Christian nation. That means we depend highly on God in the Bahamas. But if you notice our churches, 80% of our churches has their burial sites right on property. 80% of our churches have their burial sites right on property. Coming up on our right, St. Matthew's Anglican Church. This is the oldest church in the Bahamas. first church ever built. This church was built in the 1600s by the Loyalists. The Loyalists were from Charleston, South Carolina. They brought a lot of good things to the Bahamas. They brought boat building, they brought education, and they also brought religion. But if you notice the wall that separates the church property from this graveyard, that's because this is the Eastern Public Cemetery. The Eastern Public Cemetery. And if you notice the wall that separates this cemetery from this one, that's because this is the Jewish cemetery. This way all the Jews will be buried in the eastern part of Nassau. Jewish cemetery, right there. Building coming up to our left, the tall peach and white building. That is the only private hospital in the country. Only private hospital known as Doctor's Hospital. To see a doctor at the Doctor's Hospital, you would need a deposit of $3,000. Yes, a $3,000 deposit. And if you were to be admitted to Doctor's Hospital, you would need a deposit of $10,000. Yes, yes. Anyone remember Anna Nicole? Her last son was born at that same hospital, Doctor's Hospital. Just in case you do not have the $3,000 or you do not have the $10,000, you can visit this hospital right here, which is Princess Margaret Hospital, named in honor of the Queen's sister, Princess Margaret. At that hospital, you would only need a registration fee of $15. $15 registration fee, no matter what your injury or illness. If you are over the age of 60, your hospital visit will be free. And if you still attend school, the hospital visit will also be free. on the hill, if you look straight ahead, that is known as the 66 steps. Straight ahead, that is the 66 steps, also known as the Queen's Staircase. They call it the 66 steps because they said that's the amount of years Queen Victoria reigned, for 66 years. Also on the hill is our water tower. At one point, that water tower used to provide the whole city of Nassau with water. That was built for us by the U.S. government in the trade of us storing their illegal liquor. So we stored the liquor, they built us a water tower. Also on the hill is Fort Finn Castle. Fort Finn Castle was the reason the 66 step was built. The 66 steps was built as an escape route for the fort, just in case of a Spanish invasion. They would hurry back to the 66 steps and head back to the ocean where their ships were docked and ready. Okay, we got 10 minutes here at the 66 steps, okay? 10 minutes.
Honey, I don't think we'll be doing the steps.
Oh no.
Technically, it was 15 feet. Two steps.
She took him off smart.
Yeah, she's number 2.
Before the moment, before.
Very good. Okay, good.
The islands, they look like old Spain roller ship. The reason being why, imagine, in the 1700s there was nothing out there. And if you are passing by boat and you saw those forts with those cannons on them and all of them facing the east, you would assume that this is sea and not land. An illusion would assure you. Now, the piece of the top, which is big,